Yet again, atheists, looking at you like this right here. An intelligent heart acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. An intelligent heart acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks wisdom. A rich man's wealth is his strong city, and like a high wall in his imagination. There's one we don't stress again. A rich man's wealth is his strong city, and like a high wall in his imagination. Yet again. Better is a poor person who walks in his integrity than one who is crooked in speech and is a fool. Better is a poor person who walks in his integrity than one who is crooked in speech and is a fool. Many seek the favor of a generous man, and everyone is a friend to a man who gives gifts. And ladies and gentlemen, the next one is yet again, it's not saying do this, it's just stating a fact. And this proverb would be a proverb literally just to make you say, well, I'm going to do the opposite. This is things God taught me. All a poor man's brothers hate him. How much more do his friends go far from him? Proverbs are much deeper than you perceive them to be. Yet again, we don't just go to we're just gonna go to chapter 1 in Proverbs. To know wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, to receive instruction in wise dealing, and righteousness, justice, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, knowledge and discretion to the youth. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. Yet again, you just hear that, so some may not understand. To understand the proverb and a saying, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. Atheists, hear, my son, your father's instruction, and forsake not your mother's teaching, for they are a graceful garland for your head and penance for your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. If they say, come with us, let us lie in wait for blood. Yet again, listen to what is described as sin here. If they say, come with us, let us lie in wait for blood. Let us ambush the innocent without reason. Like the grave, let us swallow them alive and whole, like those who go down to the pits. We shall find all precious goods. We shall fill our house with plunder. Throw in your lot amongst us. We will all have one purse. My son, do not walk in the way with them. Hold back your foot from their paths. For their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood. For in vain is a net spread in the sight of any bird. But these men lie in wait for their own blood. These men lie in wait for their own blood. What does that mean? What you do unto the poor, you do unto the Lord, and the Lord will repay you for what you have done. For in vain is a net spread in the sight of any bird. But these men lie in wait for their own blood. They set an ambush for their own lives. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for unjust gain. Such are the ways for anyone who is greedy for unjust gain. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for unjust gain. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for unjust gain. It takes away the life of its possessors. Yet again, let's rewind. For in vain is a net spread in the sight of any bird. But these men lie in wait for their own blood. They set an ambush for their own lives. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for unjust gain. It takes away the life of its possessors. He who oppresses the poor oppresses the Lord, and the Lord will oppress him for what he has done.